Boom, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's your boy, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony here, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, wherever you may be, and of course, however you may be listening. Iowa fans, I have an absolutely, positively jam-packed show for you guys today, and I suppose Ohio State fans and Notre Dame fans, as Xavier Nwankpa, pronounced Nwankpa, has decided on the school he will be attending for 3 or 4 years. And of course, he has indeed picked the Iowa Hawkeyes. And right off the bat, I got to say to you guys, that even though I'm not an insider and I don't get the type of information that some folks get, I play Division I water polo myself, so I know kind of the process and kind of the tea leaves when it comes to navigating this. And one thing that I was on from the very, very beginning was this increase in visits from Xavier Nwankpa. The guy went to Iowa several times, and it just kind of kept picking up steam. And I remember probably 3-4 months ago, I posted on Facebook, and I'll show you guys the message. And I'll also, I'm not going to show all the people saying, you're wrong. No, I'm not going to do that. And by the way, this is still an analysis and an eval video, more so than a party to celebrate that Xavier Nwankpa picked the Iowa Hawkeyes. But bottom line is, I was on this way back when. You followed the visits. Iowa had so much momentum, especially after beating Penn State. There was a lot of positive vibes surrounding the program, and it paid dividends. It really, really did. But before we get into any of that, I want to mention going to 247hawkeye.com. That's 247hawkeye.com. And I really do hope you consider smashing that subscribe button. We're so close to 1,000 subs, so we can finally monetize this channel. But if you don't think I've earned your subscription, at the very least, like, comment. I try and get to all the comments that I can, as that's why I started this channel, to build an Iowa Hawkeye community and really have some fun with this. I also have a pre and a post game show every Saturday, which I will be doing for Iowa versus Kentucky. I will put the PayPal link in the description if you want to donate to the channel. And that's about it. And without further ado, let's get into this. Here we go. So here is the post that I made on Facebook. I don't really use Twitter as much, but if you do want to follow me on Twitter, it's at 247Hawkeye, which is in the description box. And I just simply said, just a side note, I really think Iowa has a strong chance to land Xavier Nwankpa. He visits Iowa this weekend. And then there were some articles. This one was recent. I can't remember when this one was. And I'm trying to pull up here. Here is the other one right here. Just a quick update on what I have read with regards to recruiting. A recent article by Bill Kurelek, Ohio State Insider, has Iowa and Notre Dame slightly ahead of Ohio State for 5-star safety Xavier Nwankpa. I said a month ago Iowa was picking up steam in this battle. Iowa made the final 3 and have a game day official visit for Nwankpa against Penn State. Article from OU Insider. In comments, go Hawks. At this point, I felt very good about Iowa's position with Xavier Nwankpa, and I posted as such. And I think it was pretty obvious the relationship that was being built there. So here is the Rivals profile for Xavier Nwankpa. And I want to show you guys, by the way, he is not officially committed at the taping of this video, but I have a long day ahead of me. I got stuff I got to do. So this is being pre-taped. And of course, I will not drop this until the decision is actually made. Here are the visits that Xavier has made to the schools. And, perhaps there's one or two visits here and there that have been made that we are not aware. But for the most part, this is pretty accurate because all of the insiders have access and get to see who is actually there. Now, if the school and the recruit wants to make it on or keep it on the down low, they can. They absolutely can. I remember I was committed to Pacific University and I went to go visit USC. And I told the USC coach, got to keep it on the DL. But this is totally different than water polo. I mean, football, there's so many people invested in it. It's hard to keep it a secret. And I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 visits. And apparently there was a video yesterday from, I think his name is Clint Cosgrove, and I'm blanking on the other guy's name. But apparently Iowa thought that they were out of it. Probably about January. They thought they were out of it. And they just kept chugging along. They kept chugging along. And they made a huge impact, enough to land the commitment of Xavier Nwankpa. And of course, I think, in my opinion, Ohio State was probably the biggest team to beat. They were the favorites. And I absolutely respect this from Xavier because this is hard to do. But Xavier decided to keep being patient with the recruiting process. A lot of people decide, boom, they're happy with what they see. They're going to commit. Done. But he was patient with the process, which I absolutely respect. As you guys can see here, he is a 5-star of 5 stars. The number 20 player in the country, number 1 safety in the country, out of Pleasant Hill, Iowa, or Altoona, Iowa. And to me, folks, this is a perfect fit. It really is. Phil Parker is one of the best defensive coordinators, certainly one of the best DBs, not only in the Big Ten, but the entire country, which is a big deal. It is absolutely a big deal, especially when it came to Iowa convincing Xavier Nwankpa to stay home. The other thing that was a huge game changer in this recruitment, in my opinion, was name, image, and likeness. And the bottom line is, a guy like Xavier Nwankpa, who the state of Iowa, they have some talent. They've had more talent coming out of the state recently, but they don't have 5-star guys like this in a state, in your own state where this is happening. The potential revenue of that relationship or commitment is huge. And it's much bigger than it would be at an Ohio State, where there's other 5-star safeties at that school, or Notre Dame. And it's not because Iowa is not talented. It's just when you go to your home state school, especially when you're a 5-star guy, you're going to have so many more opportunities from the simple fact that you have better relationships. You know more people on an intimate level. So that was number 2. Name, image, and likeness. Xavier Nwankpa has a massive chance to be a big player in NIL, which, by the way, is a huge reason the University of Iowa must get their policy and how they help the student athletes in NIL down pat. They have to get it correct. This is a perfect example why. The other reason I think Xavier Nwankpa decided to choose the Hawkeyes very simply. Is Iowa answering the questions surrounding the program? Any questions that the Nwankpa family had, Iowa answered them. And I think they are truthful and accurate answers. The Iowa football program has absolutely secured any issues that they have. And Iowa has been a solid football program, not only at getting guys to the NFL, but which was another impact for Xavier, I guarantee it, is how many guys the Iowa Hawkeyes sent to the NFL. But overall, being able to put the family at ease that Xavier could go to Iowa and get a fair shot, fair treatment was a huge thing. And then obviously the other thing is just Iowa's fast starting 6-0. It was huge towards this recruitment. I guarantee it. I mean, this is just crazy, folks. I mean, Iowa, the last guy who was this high of a ranking that committed to the Hawkeyes has to be AJ Epinesa. I mean, Iowa has had a few guys here and there that have been high top 100 guys, but never five-star. Yeah, the last guy would be AJ Epinesa, just would. So this is an absolutely huge get for the Iowa Hawkeyes. And the last thing I want to say before I evaluate the tape of Xavier is that the Iowa Hawkeyes started pretty slowly with recruiting. And I remember one of the comments that Kirk Ferentz said to the Iowa media was that they were going to stay patient. Things were not looking good. After the official visit weekend, there was maybe one or two commitments, especially when that's a time when Iowa gets almost all of their commitments. They started slow, but now things are absolutely taken care of. This recruiting class is rock solid. Iowa has a good core group of guys. Aaron Graves is a high four-star. He was the number one player in the state for a while. Josiah Patterson was at one time a 4-star by Rivals. He's a high 3-star right now. Caden Crawford, Caleb Johnson is considered a 4-star by Rivals right now. And just a handful of other guys. Carson May is also the quarterback out of Oklahoma, is also considered a 4-star by Rivals. This is just a solid group of guys. And in my opinion, if Iowa can get 2 or more 4-stars in a recruiting class, in any given recruiting class, that is a victory. That is very, very good. At the end of the day, the Iowa Hawkeyes, because of the developmental aspect of their program, all they need to do is have a top 45 class, and they're good. They're golden. So this is how the class looks like. Obviously, Xavier Nwankpa is not in there just yet, and I will update the team rankings for you. I expect Iowa is 53rd now. I expect them to jump up to probably about 30 after the commitment of Xavier. The main thing that I did want to show you guys, the Iowa fans, is the average rating of the recruits, which is 0.8731. Last year, it was 0.8777. In other words, this is a very good rating or average for the commitments that the Iowa Hawkeyes have, which, again, will only go up once 5-star Xavier Nwankpa commits to the Iowa Hawkeyes. And the class that was 0.8777 was a top 25 recruiting class for the Iowa Hawkeyes. We're going to read a few things here from a few sites. I'm going to read you the analysis that 247 Sports has on Xavier Nwankpa, who, by the way, can play safety, corner, or the cash position for the Iowa Hawkeyes. I mean, he can do it all, kind of like Cooper DeJean. And folks, how can you not be excited about the prospect of Cooper DeJean and Xavier Nwankpa playing side by side in the black and gold, baby? So here is an analysis by Chris Singletary, which I will be giving you guys as well. This is what Chris has to say about Xavier. Excellent size to go along with an athletic build and solid wingspan. Able to bend with loose hips that allow him to get in and out of his breaks. Burst and closing speed make for a player who displays great range, which, by the way, will only get better with the Iowa Hawkeye strength and conditioning program. Once Xavier gets there, he'll fully have his man muscles, and it will be good to go. Possesses game-changing ability to read, react, and close on plays. Shows top-notch tackling and physicality. Coils and strikes the ball carrier along with doing a good job of wrapping. Makes plays on all three levels, does a good job when blitzing, being physical, and running through blockers or attacking their edge. Their edge while making plays on the quarterback in the slot or as a nickel backer. Can cover and make plays on the ball along with being a factor in the run game. On the back end, scans the field and plays as a ball hawk, whether in the alley or over the top. Very talented player who's going to be a factor on defense, along with having 4 core ability as a special teams player, multi-year Power 5 starter who has the skill set to be an all-conference performer and an early round draft pick. And the comp is Derwin James. There's also an eval from Alan True, but we will go with that. Let's read some of this. This is from the Des Moines Register right here. Can you guys imagine if I had the Des Moines Register backing me on the content I make? The channel would be huge. It would be huge. Anyways. Xavier Nwankpa will announce his college commitment Wednesday evening, bringing an end to the lengthy recruitment of Southeast Polk's 5-star safety. The 6'2", 190-pound senior is the Register's #1 in-state 2022 prospect. According to the 247 Sports Composite, he is the #1 safety and #11 overall prospect in the 2022 class. He is a 2-time All-Iowa Elite Team selection by the Register and help lead the Rams to their first Class 5A state title championship in school history this fall. Nwankpa is one of the nation's most sought-after recruits and holds more than 30 offers from Division I programs. He shared his shortlist at the beginning of October. Iowa, Notre Dame, and Ohio State made the cut for Nwankpa top 3. All right, let's go down. How did Xavier Nwankpa land on his final 3? I mean, we pretty much know how that happened, folks. This is kind of interesting just because my family is from Fort Dodge. I live in Cali, baby, but my family is from Fort Dodge. Rams head coach Brad Zelenovich, super Midwestern last name, made Nwankpa a team manager in 7th grade because he wanted to get the young phenom around the program early. In his varsity debut as a freshman, Nwankpa recorded 2 tackles and an interception against Fort Dodge. Nebraska gave him his first offer over the summer after his freshman year, but as we all know, Nebraska kind of stinks right now. I'm also going to read this to you guys. I already kind of said this when we looked at his visit list, but I'm telling a story, all right? Iowa has actively pursued Nwankpa since its offer in October 2019, obviously giving major priority to arguably the state's most talented high school prospect ever. That's probably true. The only other recruit that I can think of out of the state of Iowa that has been this highly sought after would be Thomas Fedone, who chose Nebraska, the tight end, Jordan Bernstein, this safety out of Des Moines, and that's it. That's it. I mean, maybe there's some other guys, and Aaron Graves is pretty highly, I think he would have been even more high. He would have been higher in the rankings had he kept his, had he not committed to the Iowa Hawkeyes sooner. But either way, you get the point. Nwankpa is very talented. Nwankpa took his final official visit to Iowa City, which was huge, guys. That was huge. On October 9th, he took 2 unofficial visits to South Bend, Indiana, and Columbus, Ohio before the end of October as well. He gave Notre Dame and Ohio State as many chances, if you really think about it, that he could. I mean, looking back at my own recruitment, I don't know if I would have ever done that. He really did give them a shot. Nwankpa finished his recruitment with in-home visits from all 3 schools. Notre Dame and Ohio State visited last week, while his visit with Iowa's coaching staff was delayed until Monday because the Hawkeyes' preparation for the Big Ten title game. What is the latest buzz? It sounds like Nwankpa's decision will boil down to Ohio State and Iowa, although the hiring of Freeman as Notre Dame's head coach was the best possible choice to attract Nwankpa, and the Fighting Irish are still in the mix. Insiders have long thought Ohio State would be the program to beat, as the Buckeyes offer a track record of producing NFL talent and consistent chance for national title. Some still feel that way. By the way, this is so silly. From the Des Moines Register, acting like Iowa doesn't offer the same thing, okay? Iowa may not be competing for the college football playoff at as consistent of a level as Ohio State, but if you really think about it, 2015, Iowa was one game away from the college football playoff. This year, there were multiple times where they were in the top 5 of the top 6. Okay. Furthermore, the Iowa Hawkeyes produce it's Ohio State, Iowa, and maybe Penn State. Those are the top 3 teams in the Big Ten at producing NFL talent. Iowa does excellent at producing NFL talent and always has. But Iowa gained so much ground during its 10-3 season, which included time ranked as the number 2 team in the country. In fact, most would say Iowa is now the favorite. The Hawkeyes defensive backs were one of the most dominant position groups around the country this year. By the way, Riley Moss won the Defensive Back Player of the Year award, which makes him like the 5th defensive back for the Iowa Hawkeyes to win it in the past 10 years. Let's keep rolling here. In fact, most would say Iowa is now the Hawkeyes defense. Anyways, and Ferentz and defense coordinator Phil Parker have done an excellent job selling Nwankpa on becoming the face of the future secondary. Another factor helping Iowa is that the Hawkeyes have redshirt freshman running back Gavin Williams, who played his first 3 years at Southeast Polk before transferring to Dowling Catholic as a senior. Nwankpa is close with Williams, who became a mentor of sorts for Nwankpa as he rose the ranks at Southeast Polk. Iowa can offer Nwankpa the most in terms of name, image, and likeness. I already said that. Opportunities as a home state product. All Iowa needs to do is point to the NIL opportunities as a home state all success of women's basketball star Caitlin Clark, who is also a once-in-a-decade type of talent to pick her home state school. Bottom line is, if you are a top-tier talent in the state of Iowa and you stay home, you're going to have so many opportunities for NIL. You just will. You just will. Nwankpa told the Register in July that the NIL would play a role, but probably not a major one in his decision. During his Ohio State official visit, Nwankpa said the Buckeyes talked about how Columbus, Ohio has 17 Fortune 500 companies in the area, and they would be eager to advertise with Ohio State football players. Let's keep rolling down here. So, Des Moines Register does not predict where Xavier Nwankpa will decide to go, which is fine because there are many other predictions. And if you're watching this now, the commitment has already been made. The bottom line is Iowa had everything Xavier Nwankpa wanted and more when it came to spending a good, he had the relationships. He, not just built through recruiting visits, but he had it with Gavin Williams, close relationships, feeling comfortable. His family can still come to the games. The name, image, and likeness, the success of being DBU, the NFL opportunities. I mean, it's literally a perfect fit. Need I go on? All right. Xavier Nwankpa is 6'3", 190 pounds. He runs a 4.43 40. Absolutely insane. He benches 245 pounds. He can rep 10 times 185 pounds, 410-pound squat, and a 260-pound clean. I was kind of hoping we could see his vertical leap numbers if he happens to see this video and comments. Xavier, please comment your vertical leap because as you and I both know, it shows how explosive you really are. That's why they test the vertical leap. Anyways, those are Xavier's measurables right there. All right, guys, we're about to take a look at the highlights. I'm excited to see this. To be honest, I've really only seen clips of Xavier Nwankpa's play. So I'm excited to see this. He had 845 all-purpose yards, 4 INTs, and let's get rolling. I'm going to keep the sound off on this. Yeah, that's big time. That's so cool to win a state championship. That's awesome. Whoo! Right off the bat. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What? He's like, dude, I'm tired. By the way, I believe this is Ankeny that he's playing against, who have multiple Division I guys on their own team. So that was a great interception right there. Jeez. Blocking field goals, running kick returns back, interceptions. Dang, dude. Come on, dude. Let's go, dude. Another INT. I will say, sorry about that. I will say right off the bat, guys, his tracking ability is phenomenal. I mean, the dude has an excellent job ability of contorting his body and getting it to the right point to make the play. Yeah, he's huge. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a massive, you look at him and you think, well, he's only he's a DB, so he's only 6 foot. No, the dude is almost 6'4". Okay. He has a massive frame. His frame right now, as it is almost NFL ready. Okay. Okay.
And he's just such a smooth athlete, man. Folks, I say this every video that I do for this, but if you don't know what a Division I athlete looks like, or you think your kid might be a Division I athlete, just look at this and compare it side by side, because this is a Division I athlete right here. This is his second return for a touchdown. That for a team like Iowa, that is a huge secondary weapon outside of his defensive skill set. And Iowa has used DBs as the kick returners multiple times. It's only been recently that they have used wide receivers. Micah Hyde, Desmond King, BJ Lowry, all of these guys were DBs, okay? If this guy can play on every special team snap and on defense, I mean, that'll be huge. That'll be huge. I don't see why he can't play on special teams immediately at Iowa. Kind of like Cooper DeJean. Jeez. This dude, this guy is off the charts. We're going to watch a couple more minutes of this, or one more minute of this. I don't want to watch too much of it. He's so athletic that I don't even think he is playing at full speed all the time, because he doesn't have to. It's also likely that he's just such a smooth athlete that, it just looks so effortless, which is probably what it is. When a guy is this good, they make it look so easy. This is incredible. The guy can play everywhere on the field. He is a legit 5-star guy. All right, 20 more seconds. We'll watch this. Boom! I would like to see some of his basketball highlights, if there are some of that, because to me, basketball shows even more than football somebody's athletic ability, but I'm not sure that that those are anywhere, but I will look those up really quickly. All right, guys, that is that. I'm going to look up the basketball highlights, see what else we got. All right, folks, that'll do it. Xavier Nwankpa obviously will make his decision later in the day as of me recording this, but I feel confident he will be an Iowa Hawkeye. So congratulations for being an Iowa Hawkeye, Xavier. If you want to collab in the future, come on the show. You're more than welcome to. The channel is huge, and it would give you a huge audience to a huge Iowa audience to show people, what you're all about. Anyways, the guy, when I watched his film, okay, and by the way, Division I athletes are all very, very skilled. They all are very athletic, very natural athletes. But I'm not sure I've seen more of that from anybody than Xavier. I mean, the dude is just so effortless and smooth in what he does. The thing that probably jumps off of the page to me the most is his frame. I mean, he is a legit 6'3", and he'll probably get to 205, 210 at Iowa. He'll be even bigger. Who knows? Maybe they will keep him at about 195, but I think they'll probably get him to 205, definitely 200. The other thing that jumps off, and I already said this, is his ability to play special teams. For a school like Iowa, who prides itself on not only being a good defensive team, but an excellent special teams team as well, having a guy like Xavier Nwankpa is huge. It is huge. You're getting such a big bang for your buck, as they say. In my opinion, this relationship could not be better. Iowa is an excellent defensive program. They're an excellent program. You have the name, image, and likeness factor. You have the closeness to home factor where your family can still watch your games, which I will say, from me personally, is a big deal. I loved having my family at my collegiate water polo games. It was huge. It was awesome. When times were hard, it was so great to know that my family was only about an hour and a half to 2 hours away. By the way, an hour and a half, 2 hours is still far enough to where you feel on your own. Okay. Really on your own as a man, which is important. That's just, anyways, that's just something I'm saying in general. So the relationship, in my opinion, could not be more perfect. Iowa sends guys to the NFL left and right. And I've said this for so many years, or well, for the past however long I've done this YouTube channel, which I think has only been 6 months, is if Iowa sends 2-star guys to the NFL, what could they do with you, a 5-star guy? And we saw it with AJ Epinesa. I mean, it was flawless. It was effortless. What they were able to make him, turn him into Tristan Wirfs, same thing. Sometimes, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out, but I fully expect this to work out. Xavier Nwankpa, by all accounts, is a good guy, good dude, going to a good school with so many freaking opportunities for him. So this could not be better. It really couldn't. As for his tape, guys, it's obvious he's a 5-star. I mean, it really is. The dude, again, the biggest thing that stuck out to me is the smoothness of his athleticism, his frame, and his ability to do other things outside of just defense. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot when you guys do that. If you don't think I've earned your subscribe, at the very least, like, comment. How big is this commitment in your eyes for the Iowa Hawkeyes? Be sure to tune in for the post and the pregame show that I will be doing for Iowa versus Kentucky in the Citrus Bowl. If you want to donate to the channel, I will be putting the PayPal link in the description. And without further ado, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow. And facts are feelings. Your feelings don't matter. Love y'all. Go Hawks. Bye.